त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनं ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ॐ अष्टयोनिमष्टपुत्राम् अष्टपत्नीमिमां महीम् अहं वेदनमे मृत्युः न चामृत्युरघाहरत् अष्टयोन्यष्टपुत्रम् अष्टपदिदमन्तरिक्षम् अहं वेदनमे मृत्युः न चामृत्युरघाहरत् अष्टयोनिमष्टपुत्राम् अष्टपत्नीममुन्दिवम् अहं वेदनमे मृत्युः न चामृत्युरघाहरत् सूत्रामाणं महीमूषु अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षम् अदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पञ्चजनाः अदितिर्जातामदितिर्जनित्वम् अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः ये ओके ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not conflict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. The mantras of the 13th Anuvaka of Aruna Prashna we're studying, invoking this infinite source of the all-pervading Supreme Consciousness. 3 letters, Aditi. The one that are born for this Aditi are called Adityas. And these mantras are invoking how by knowing the sources, the protectors, and the sons of this indivisible Supreme Consciousness, that we shall be relieved from the suffering associated with untimely death. What is timely death, untimely death? We'll go through that later. So this beautiful eulogy to Mother Aditi is what this Anuvakam is invoking. And the one who is pervading the plane of earth, the plane of atmosphere, and the plane up above in the Divi, where the light comes from. Divi means that from which the light is emanated. And this eulogy to Mother Aditi continues with 2 beautiful mantras, one from Rigveda that starts as Sutramanam, and the other from Atharva Veda that starts with Mahimushu, Mahimushu. Mahimushu Mataraditit Namasya Sreshtan Devim Varunaputram Suputram Yashyam Rajano Adhivishve Adhishriye Sano Devi Aditihi Prajavati Patu. This mantra called Mahimushu mantra from Atharva Veda is used in the marriage rituals. It's called the Kaushika Sutra. And when the couple, newly married couple, touches the nuptial bed, this mantra is invoked so that the progeny that will be coming of them will be protected by this mother Aditi. And that ritual says so much about this Anuvakam. Every beautiful ritual in Sanatana Dharma is based on supreme logic and surrender to the divine consciousness. Only fools who don't understand the significance of the spirit behind these rituals simply call them as blind faith. And because you don't understand, it doesn't mean that that thing is blind faith. If you don't understand, you put the effort to at least seek to understand, not dismiss everything as ritual. Mahimushu Mata Raditir Namasya. I salute to this Mother Aditi, who is Ushu. This is emphatic, verily, indeed, the source of everything. Sreshtan Devim, Varunaputram Suputram, Yasyam Rajano Adhivishve Adhishriye, Sano Devi Aditif Prajavati Patu. Prajavati Patu. May she protect. Patu means protect. May she protect this couple to give progeny that will have prosperity. Everything that is done. 16 samskaras. Actually, there are more than 16 samskaras. Out of 16 samskaras means refinements. Refinements from before womb to tomb. From womb to tomb, there are refinements of the jiva, the individual, that has now finitized from the infinity. And it begins with even sanctifying the nuptial bed on which the new couple will get together to give the progeny as a yajna, as a sacrifice for keeping up the dharma that they have to do in the context of protecting the natural beings, protecting the mankind, paying the debt to the rishis, paying the debt to the devas, and paying the debt to the ancestors. 5 different types of yajna have to be performed. The only reason why you get married is to have a partner that will be cooperative and will help you perform this yajna. God forbid, if you have a partner who doesn't even have the inclination to support you, then you are not carrying out your dharma together. So this mantra is the beautiful Mahimush mantra from Atharva Veda. And then last week we studied this Aditir Jauh, Aditihi Antariksham, Aditihi Mata, Saha Pita, Saha Putraha, Vishvedeva, Aditihi Panchajanah, Aditihi Jatam, Aditihi Janitvam. Aditir Om Aditirjauraditirantariksham Aditirmata sapita saputraha Vishvedeva Aditif Panchajana Aditir Jatam Aditir Janitvam. And when we studied this mantra last week, I concluded with another beautiful mantra that is chanted in Mahanarayana Upanishad. And this mantra, in some pathas, they chant as part of Bhusuktam. Instead of Medini Devi Vasundhara Chad Vasudha Devi Vasavi, some people also chant this mantra. As I mentioned in the Bhusukta, only the first few mantras are the original Vedic text. The others were derived from Upanishads and other places. Therefore, they are prayers added. Just like in Sri Rudram, Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishweshwaraya, that mantra is added as a prayer in between. It is not part of the original Samhita Patha in Rudra Prashna. Similarly, Trayambakam Yajamahe, all those mantras that are the concluding mantras in Namakam, they are also not part of original Samhita. That doesn't denigrate or doesn't elevate. It's only a technical fact. So similarly here, Aditi, okay, I don't know how there is this mantra, Aditir Deva Gandharva Manushyav Pitaro Suraste Shagum Sarvabhutana Mata Medini Mahati Mahi Savitri Gayatri Jagat पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वाभूता कतमाकाया सा सत्येत्यमृतेति वासिष्ठः. I think I don't know where we can find this mantra. Okay, can somebody go to Stotra Nidhi? Okay, very good. Oof. You found it, huh? Very good. Okay, let's learn this piece. Om. There may be some swara variation here because these are not. Okay, let's see if go to Stotra Nidhi and maybe it is there with different swaras. Yeah, Veda Sutrani Vaidikam. Go down below. Go down or down. Yeah, Vaidikam. Vaidikam just above, up above. Just one. Yeah, you see the on the left side, right side, right side. Yeah, yeah. Veda Sutra Sutta. Click on that. Yeah, Bhusuktam. Hmm. Aditirdeva Gandharva.
That's going up. Aditir
Oh,
de.
is there a thing on the I? Aditirde. You can do control plus so I can see the swaras clearly. One more try. Oh. Yeah, okay, yes. Aditirdeva Gandharva.
Om Aditir Deva Gandharva. Aditir Deva Gandharva.
Manushya Pitaro Sura. Okay. Manushya. 1 minute, give me one. Manushya Pitaro.
Manushya Pitaro.
Sorry, Manush. Did I say his Dirghaswaritam Pitaro also? Sorry. Manushya Pitaro.
Manushya Pitaro. Manushya Pitaro.
Suraste Shagum.
Suraste Shagum. Suraste Shagum.
Sarvabhutana.
Sarvabhutanam. Sarvabhutanam.
Mata Medini.
Mata Medini. Mata Medini.
Mahata Mahi.
Mahata Mahi. Mahata Mahi.
Savitri Gayatri Jagatyurvi.
Savitri Gayatri Jagatyurvi. Savitri Gayatri Jagatyurvi.
पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वा
पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वा पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वा
भूताकतमाकायासाम्
भूताकतमाकायासा भूताकतमाकायासा
सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठाः सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठाः
सत्येत्यमृतेति goes up titi
Oh, it's up there. Okay, I can't. Okay.
small
सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठाः. Good eyes.
सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः
वसिष्ठः, sorry. Okay. सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः
सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः
अदितिर्देवा गन्धर्वा मनुष्याः पितरो my Pathantra is different here. Aditirdeva Gandharva Manusya Aditirdeva Gandharva Manusya Pitaro Suraste Shagum Sarvabhutana Mata Medini Mahata Mahi Savitri Gayatri Jagathyurvi Prithvi Bahula Vishwabhuta Katamakayasa Satyेत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः
ॐ अदितिर्देवा गन्धर्वा मनुष्याः पितरो सुरस्तेषागुं सर्वभूतानां माता मेदिनी महता मही सावित्री गायत्री जगत्युर्वी पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वाभूता कतमाकायासा सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः
Hey, Thambi.
Thank you.
Do it second time.
ॐ अदितिर्देवा गन्धर्वा मनुष्याः पितरो सुरस्तेषागुं सर्वभूतानां माता मेदिनी महता मही सावित्री गायत्री जगत्युर्वी पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वभूता कथमाकाया सा सत्येत्यमृतेति वसिष्ठः.
Yeah, so there are pathantaras, patabhedas in this mantra, because as I mentioned, some of these are not exactly good job, right? You did a good job. So even the swaras are, what I learned is a little different from, it says Mahati instead of Mahata, because it is all ease, no? It is mother. Mahata, akara should not be there. Should be Mahati instead of Mahata. So I will fix it. अदितिर्देवा गन्धर्वा मनुष्याः पितरोऽसुरास्तेषां सर्वभूतानां माता मेदिनी महति मही सावित्री गायत्री जगत्युर्वी पृथ्वी बहुला विश्वाभूता कथमाकाया सा सत्येत्यमृतेति वासिष्ठः. It is also Vasishtha, not Vasishtha. Okay. Anyway, I will, in the text, I will fix when I send the transcript. It is Vasishtha. Vasishtha means this mantra is invoked by Vasishtha Maharshi. And this Vasishtha has declared iti, indeed. This Aditi is the Mata. Aditihi, Mata. So, Aditihi, first word, Aditihi, last in that line, Mata. Aditi is the mother. For who? Deva, gods, Gandharva, celestials, Manushya, Manushya, humans, and then Pitaraha, which is ancient, the ancestors. And actually it is not Suras Teshagum, it is Pitaraha, Asuraha. Asuraha means even the demons. Asuraha. Not Suras Teshagam, because already Suras are covered in Deva. So there should be a avagraham at Pitaro, Asura, Asurah, Teshagum for all of those. Not only that, Sarva Bhutanam, for all the beings. She is the mother. And she is now extolled with 15 different adjectives. 15 different adjectives. What is the first one? Medini. Medini, we heard the word Medini, right? When we learned Bhusuktam, Medini, Devi, Vasundhara. So, Medini means the fertile one, the nourishing air. Mahati, the great and the mighty one. Mahi, Mahim Devim Vishnupatni Majuryam. Mahim, Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha. Not Mahi, Mahim. Mahim, that Mahi is referred to the vast and expansiveness of the mother of this Aditi. Savitri, the one who is life-sustaining. Gayatri, the one which protects the life. Jagati, the one in which everything comes and goes. Urvi, the wide and spacious one. Urvi means that. Prithvi also means the broad and extended. Bahula, the most abundant and manifold one. Vishwa, the all-encompassing presence. Bhuta, the source and sustenance of all the beings, substratum of all the beings. Katama, the one who is beyond precise definition, that which cannot be defined. Which one indeed? Katama, which one indeed? Kaya, the one who also assumes all those bodies and the forms. Satya, the embodiment of truth and absoluteness. Amrita, the immortal and the deathless principle. 15 different attributes of the mother are actually given in these names. And if you actually condense them, all of them, they come to four main components: the gross physical vastness, Prithvi, Urvi, just the physicality of the gross physicality of her vastness. Second, related to her fertility and abundance, like Medini and Bahula. That which is subtle and life protecting, Savitri and Gayatri. And the cosmic motherhood associated with her, Vishwa, Aditi, and finally the absolute supreme consciousness, Satya and Amrita. See how beautiful Sanatana Dharma is. While everybody else looks at this earth as a physical object in the universe, we revere what are the ideals represented and how beautifully giving and forgiving this Mother Earth is. Not take it for granted and exploit it and abuse it. That is the beauty of this. Not this Aditi, not only abusing the Mother Earth, Aditi in the context of abusing the atmosphere, abusing other planets also, which the human mind has now gotten into that. Now go and abuse Mars, go and abuse other planets. Why you want to do that? Who gave you authority over other planet? Which country actually owns another planet? Hello, Saira. Huh? What intellectual property rights you have on other planets? Tell me. God is watching us. God is watching us. From a distance, He's watching. Everything will go into complete dissolution. And you will wake up one day and say, what is this? So this mantra that we just learned is completely synchronous with that previous mantra that we are chanting. Aditir Aditir Jauraditir Antariksham Aditir Mata Sapita Saputraha Vishve Deva Aditir Panchajana Aha Aditirjatamaditirjanitvam. So in this context, Aditihi is Dyav, the heavens, Antariksham, the space, Mata, mother, Saha, she is also Pita, father, Saha, Putraha, also children. Aditihi is also Vishvedeva, the luminous beings of the universe. Panchajana, the five types of people. Who are the five types of people? The four, as in Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Those are the four mentioned in Purusha Suktam. They are not by birth those castes. They are called Varna Vibhaga. Varna means the gunas. Based on their gunas, those that are prone to Sattva Guna, equipoised mind and intellect that only has one thing focus, which is about supreme consciousness, nothing else. They don't have any other business. Those are Brahmanas. Those whose life, minds, and intellect are associated with only Brahman for the sake of love and service, if they live like that, unconditional love, they are called Brahmanas. And those that have taken the oath to protect the mother and the motherland are the Kshatriyas. Those that are involved in the context of economy associated with the aspect of materials, sustenance in the society are called Vaishyas, and those that unconditionally only serve are called Shudras. Nothing to do with what we think this caste system are and how the Western society has bombarded us and divided us. And it started with 350 years or more of blasphemizing Sanatana Dharma. But in this mantra, there is referred to as Panchajana. Another one is introduced, which I learned through this mantra called Kirata. Kirata here means those that are not even have awareness of those gunas, do not even have awareness of society, awareness of how to be in society. You find some people like that even amongst us. They're called Kiratas. Means they don't have the awareness of how to be in the company of others. All the other four at least have an awareness about what their functionality is in serving the society. Those that actually only get up to eat, to drink, to sleep, to procreate without any awareness of how to serve the society or do anything for the society, and which is all about themselves only. They are called Kiratas, uncultured brutes that only draw from the society, never give back anything to the society. They are called Kiratas. This is something I learned with this mantra today. If it is only four that are useful to the society, I was wondering, what do you do with these people that we notice in Silicon Valley? That only have one common goal: how to exploit society, not give back to society. How to exploit society only for their selfishness. Worse than brutes. Sorry to be so vocal about it. I'm not trying to be negative here. So then this okay, people are posting questions that please hold on to your questions, ma, please don't distract. Aditir Deva Gandharva, we went through that mantra and how this beautiful mother Aditi is associated with everything, all encompassing, including the Kiratas. Aditir Deva, Vishwe Deva, Aditi, Vishwe Deva, Aditihi, Panchajanah, Aditir Jata, Aditihi Jatam, Aditihi Janitvam. Aditihi Jata is all that is already born. Aditi is also Janitvam, to be born as well. Then let's go to the next mantra. Next two mantras will start narrating a very beautiful, incredibly beautiful. The next set of mantras are very profoundly symbolic. Ashtau putraso aditehe.
अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः अष्टौ अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः
जातास्तन्वः परि.
ये जातास्तन्वः परि ये जातास्तन्वः परि
देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः. उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः.
देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः
अष्टौ पुत्रासो aditehe.
अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः
ये जातास्तन्वः ये जातास्तन्वः परि. There is a sta anvah pari. Okay. Ye jatastanvah pari.
ये जातास्तन्वः परि ये जातास्तन्वः परि
Devam upaprayet saptabhihi.
देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः
Paramaartandamasyat.
परामार्ताण्डमास्यत् परामार्ताण्डमास्यत्
अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः ये जातास्तन्वः परि देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः परामार्ताण्डमास्यत्.
अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः ये जातास्तन्वः परि देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः परामार्ताण्डमास्यत् अष्टौ पुत्रासो अदितेः ये जातास्तन्वः परि देवाम् उपप्रैत्सप्तभिः परामार्ताण्डमास्यत्
अष्टौ पुत्रासः अदितेः. Very simple. Aditehe Ashtau Putrasaha, the 8 sons of Aditi, which we have kept on saying 8 sources, 8 protectors, 8 sons. Now we get into this 8 sons business. Now, these 8 sons of this Aditi, Tanvah Pari E Jatah. Tanvah Pari E Jatah. They are born from her body. That's all it means. They are born from her body. Why they have to say they're born from body? Because there are devas that are born also just by sankalpa, just by thought. For devas, you don't need to have a giving physical birth. That's for, they can actually, Brahma had sankalpa, and with that sankalpa were born the Brahma Manasa Putras. Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata, Sanaka Sanandana. So gods don't have to procreate to create progeny. Just by their will, they can be born. So therefore, explicitly here is stating that these eight sons of Aditi are born from her body. Saptabhihi devam upaprait. Upaprait. Saptabhihi upaprait. So she returned to the higher abodes of the heavens with 7 of them. With 7 of them, she went back to the Devaloka. And then Para, Martandam Para Asyat. She left behind one fellow by name Martanda. One by name Martanda has been left back. Then who is this Martanda? Why is he left back? What did this fellow do? How cruel this mother Aditi is, taking 7 with her and leaving one behind. Stay tuned. This is very beautiful, amazing symbolism is associated with this Martanda. Saptabhih putrairaditihi. Next mantra.
Saptabhih putrairaditihi. Saptabhih putrairaditihi.
Upaprait purvam yugam. Purvyam yugam. Upaprait purvyam yugam.
Upaprait purvyam yugam. Upaprait purvyam yugam.
Prajayai mrityavetat.
Prajayai mrityave tat. Prajayai mrityave tat.
Paramartandamabharaditi. Paramartandamabharaditi.
Paramartandamabharaditi.
So the words are very simple. Para, Martandam, Abharat, Iti. Abharat, Iti. There is no Aditi there. Para, Martandam, Abharaditi. It is poetic. It is poetic. The one who is listening to this think that it is Aditi. It is not Aditi. Abharat, Abharat, Iti becomes Abharaditi. Okay. Paramartandamabharaditi.
Paramartandamabharaditi.
Mabharaditi.
Mabharaditi.
There is no Aditi there. even though it is written as Aditi, it is Abharat iti. Okay. Saptabhih putrairaditihi.
Saptabhih putrairaditihi. Saptabhih putrairaditihi.
Okay, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Please chant again.
Saptabhih putrairaditihi. Saptabhih putrairaditihi.
Upaprait purvyai yugam.
उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम्
पू पूर्व्यं युगम्
उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम्
Good.
उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम्
प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत्
प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत्
परामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति
परामार्ताण्डमा भरतीति
Okay, check your scale. Om Paramarthandama Bharaditi.
ॐ परामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति परामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति
Om Saptabhih Putrairadihi Upaprait Purvyai Yugam Prajayai Mrityave Tat प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् पारामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति
ॐ सप्तभिः पुत्रैरदितिः उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम् प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् परामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति सप्तभिः पुत्रैरदितिः उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम् प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् परामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति
I don't know how many of you are actually chanting along. Huh? Most of you are actually looking at the text and trying to figure out what is happening. Huh? Very few are actually chanting along. Huh? I can see that. They're like listening to some story and some movie is happening here, Bahubali movie. You are all engrossed in the story. You forgot you have to learn and chant the mantras. Please chant along with one more time. You chant, and hopefully all these people will chant along. Don't let go of the mantra, please. Don't get carried away by the stories. Stay with the mantra. The mantra will tell you the story later. Rico, all of you should be chanting. Huh? You should be chanting. Don't get enchanted yet. Sairam, please chant one more time. I'll chant one more time and all of you listen. सप्तभिः पुत्रैरदितिः उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम् प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् पारामार्ताण्डमा भरदिति
ॐ सप्तभिः पुत्रैरदितिः उपप्रैत् पूर्व्ययुगम् प्रजायै मृत्यवे तत् परामार्ताण्डमाभरदिति.
Okay, good. So basically what this mantra is saying is Aditihi Saptabhihi Putraihi. So already it's reinforcing whatever is already said. Aditi with the 7 sons, Upaprait returned to Purvyan Yugam. Purvyan Yugam means former place of residence, former place of presence. Prajayai mrityave tat mrityave prajayai. For the sake of the people in the world associated with death, mrityu, para, martandam, abharat, iti. It is declared, iti means it is declared. Iti means a confirmed statement. The statement is that para martandam abharat, for the sake of the people of the world who are associated with death, she sacrificed Martanda. Martanda was left behind for the sake of the people in the world who are associated with death. What is the time now? 1 minute left. Okay. If I leave it here, you all won't sleep for the next week. I think some people won't sleep. Others it doesn't matter. We are very happy. Some mantras we are learning, Shekharji is saying, Chalta hai, Gadi. But for other people who won't sleep for the rest of the week, so what is this? Literally what these mantras are saying is that Aditi had 8 sons from her body. With 7, she went to the Devaloka and she left this Martanda, the 8th one, behind. With her 7 sons, Aditi went back to the previous age of presence, Purvyan Yugam. She brought Martanda, or she left Martanda, she sacrificed Martanda for the sake of the people who undergo death. What is this? Who are the people who? That means she left Martanda behind on earth, no? She left Martanda on earth and she took 7 and went above. Where did she leave this Martanda? Who are the people associated with death? Huh? Who are the people associated with death?
Mortals, people.
Mortals, you and I. What do you mean mortals? As if they're some different category of people. For all of our sake, who undergo birth and death, she left behind Martanda. Why did she do that? Oh my God. What is this? Is the beautiful symbolism associated with this. Now let's peel it again. What is the legend goes that she had 2 eggs fertilized. One egg, from one egg came forth all the 7. The second egg was sort of dead. Anda means egg. Martanda means the one mruta. Anda becomes Martanda. Mruta Anda. Mrta means what? Almost dead. Anda means what? Egg. One egg was almost dead. And if you put it together, that's called Martanda. Who is Martanda? In Aditya Hridayam, for those of you who chant Aditya Hridayam, this Martanda comes. Nama Ugraya Viraya Sarangaya Namo Namaha Namah Padma Prabodhaya Martandaya Namo Namaha. Aditya Hridayam is a beautiful hymn that was given by sage Agastya to Sri Rama before he went to fight with Ravana. So this Aditya Hridayam comes as part of Ramayana. It is the essence of the entire tattva of Surya in very simple, beautiful shlokas. Many people actually do this Parayana. Maybe after this Aruna Prashna, we will get into this. Aditya Hridayam. Hridayam, the depth and the core of Aditya. Nama Ugraya, Viraya, Sarangaya, Namo Namaha, Namah Padma Prabodhaya, Martandaya Namo Namaha. So she carries on to the higher worlds with those 7 and leaves this Martanda egg behind. Martanda is an incredible, profound, multi-layered description in the Vedic cosmology. The 7 other sons are pure and mortal. Who are the 7? Okay, we won't get into that. We talked about 7 before, no? In previous mantras. Huh?
So the 7 sons.
Asya Braja Patra Patanga Ashyapastamaha, like that we said in the past. The same thing.
Yeah,
Yes, the Mitrashcha.
okay. Vaguely referring to them. Be clear about what the names are and what mantra is associated with them. That's how these mantras have to be retrospective, reflective.
Aroga Braja Patra Patanga.
Sairam, sir, I got it. You said it already. So, the 7 sons represent the eternal divine principles belonging to the Devaloka, the realm of immortality and cosmic order. Martanda is the 8th one that is remaining in this mortal world. Martyaloka. 2 lokas. Martyaloka, Devaloka. Martyaloka means those that undergo mrityu. Martya, mrutti. Martyaloka. Devaloka means the infinite cosmic world and cosmic order, the realm of immortality, the realm of mortality. So for the sake of those who need to go through birth and death and to sustain the cycle of samsara, Martanda is left behind. Therefore, he is the one that sustains the earth. He is the sun that has sunk into the world of manifestation. This is why the reference is to, for the sake of the people who undergo death. What is the mantra saying up above? It is saying that Prajayai Mrityave Tat Para Martandamabharat Iti. That is the core, this infinite Aditi, the infinity, giving the boundless, the unmanifest, infinite matrix. Out of her emerge these principles of Adityas. The 8th Martanda is the point at which infinity contracts into finite, visible, mortal universe, so that she leaves him behind, so that the worlds that are evolving, resolving, and dissolving can be sustained by her essential nature, and the other seven, so seven are up above, one is left behind. To understand the one that is left behind, human intellect is not enough. Imagine what it is to understand the seven that are in the supreme realm. So the seven represent the immortal suns because they're eternal, they're unbound essence, infinity. The sun, that is the sun S-O-N, and the sun S-U-N, that is left behind, so that the worlds of life and death can exist and continue. She is the one that is enabling that cycle. He is the price of the creation. He is the visible light that makes birth possible, therefore also brings the death. That is why sun is referred to as both life giver and the life devourer in time. And this symbolism is unpacked, and one of the most beautiful Vedic expressions of how Infinite Mother both transcends and compassionately sustains the finite world. Okay, who are these? The next mantra, tomorrow we will go into who are the 8 sons and what is the symbolism associated with them. And here we will hear different names of the 7. I asked you to connect to those, connect to these. How are these related to those? This is part of our steadiness in study. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, let's complete with the 63 Sikstana Vikram Shyama. Okay, we'll pause there. The next story will continue tomorrow. The next aspect. The story ends here. Now, this is the reason why probably they won't chant these mantras in front of pregnant women loudly, because this is about a dead egg. They don't want any eggs to die in the mother's womb, and therefore they probably superstitiously associate with that. Therefore, these mantras are not chanted loudly during the Aruna Parayana. Okay, perhaps that's my conjecture more than anything else. Okay. Yatarapada Brishtam Shama.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु.
Okay, let's see if there are any questions or comments. Okay, nothing significant. Okay, any questions, comments?
You know, this Martanda comes in Lalita Sahasranamam also.
Martanda comes in Lalita Sahasranam. Engema?
Martanda Bhairavaradhya.
Martanda Bhairavaradhya. Mantrini Nyastarajyadhu. Yes, correct. Martanda Bhairavaradhya. Mantrini Nyastarajyadhu. Very good. Good connection. Excellent. See, now When you hear the words, you are connecting to other mantras where you come, where it means that the mother is worshipped by Martanda and Bhairava. Martanda is the sun protecting the earth. Mantrini Nyastarajyathu. Okay. Yes. Next. Good observation.
Uncle, sorry,
Okay,
just one more
Sairam.
time. Sairam,
Yeah.
one more time, please. The 8 sons were born from her, and then they went to the Devaloka, is it? And then she came back. She left one. I'm confused where they went and where did she leave Martanda?
It says they went to the Divi. Devam Upaprait Saptabhihi went up to the Devaloka, and it also says Purvyan Yugam, means to the previous presence. That's what it means. Means that original source. They went back to the original source. Okay. Yeah.
This is
Yes.
more like connecting to
Whoever is
Ganga and-
speaking, very poor. I can't hear.
yeah, it's connecting like
Good.
Ganga Putras, like
Oh,
eight.
yeah. So there is another story related to the eight.
Eight too.
Those are 8 Vasus. They're not the sons. They are the 8 Vasus.
Yeah, in that also like 7, they'll go back and one will stay like
Yeah.
like
Yes, that's correct. So she's talking about the story of Bhishma, the grandfather of the Pandavas, Kauravas. In that story also, Mother Ganga had progeny with Shantanu Maharaja. And then he said she gave him the oath that she will, whoever progeny she has, they have to be sent back, and only one remains, and that is Bhishma. It's called Gangeya, the one who is the son of Ganga. Why he is left behind? For the sake of if Bhishma was not left behind, there is no Mahabharata. If Bhishma was also has gone, his name is Gangeya, Ganga's Putra. So Bhishma is his title. Just like what we're talking about, Subramanya is a title. Bhishma is not his name. Bhishma is a title given to him. Bhishma means what? The one who sticks to his oath and promise unconditionally without any distraction is called Bhishma. Bhishma Pratigna, they call it. So therefore, once he gave promise to his father for the sake of him getting married to Satyavati, the mother of Vyasa, that he will not get married again and he will protect the clan unconditionally. Therefore, without Bhishma, there is no Mahabharata. Without Martanda, none of us will exist. Very good. Another good parallel story. 7 going back, 8 remaining. Why is yes? So that is another beautiful. Why is he a dead egg? Because he is dead egg. He is. How is that related to being birth and death? He is dead egg, and he emerged from it. Therefore, he himself is burning himself. The sun himself. That's a insight that is written also, because he sacrifices himself in the context of sustaining the universe. Okay. Yes, good. And teaching the lesson to the mortals that before you attain death, you have to also sacrifice yourself. That is the moral he is teaching, the ideal he is teaching, the ideal of Martanda. Anda means egg, Murta means dead, Martanda means dead egg, the one who came out of a dead egg. Yes. Next, any other questions? Okay, people are still going into
one question.
that.
Sairam. one
మీరు
question.
ఇంకా అడగలేదని నేను వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా. మీరు అడిగేదాకా నేను వెళ్ళను.
No, sir. This question is little bit this one, because here Shantanu, the father of Bhishma, the Devavrata. Bhishma's original name was Devavrata. He gave, and Devavrata was very young and sacrificed and given the Bhishma Pratigna has taken, and he wanted to maintain the celibacy, bachelorhood, completely for the sake of his father. Whatever the Dasiraj conditions, he has accepted unconditionally. So the great amount of sacrifice comes here, but only my question here, which is still I could not get a satisfactory answer from many. Shantanu, who could not control his sensory desires from one angle, how he has got such a great power to give the boon to his son for immortality. Death will come to him when he desires only. Such a boon, how such a power Shantanu has got when he is unable to control his indriyas so much. I mean, say Indriya Nigraham is not there. From one angle, I am trying to say, ask this question.
Drama, sir, drama. Drama. How is it Rama who went to the forest? That's described in Valmiki, etc. The Divine One has cried for Mother Sita and seeing Sita in all the creation and all of that stuff and remembering her, all of that stuff. How do you relate to that?
But I got it. But here, this boon is so powerful that he could even, what do you call?
So I hope everybody has caught.
He is controlling. I mean, that's what the thing here.
So what I hope everybody caught what Sharmaji is asking is that this Shantana Maharaju has the ability to give a boon when Bhishma has taken the oath that he will sacrifice his life for the sake of protecting and making sure that Satyavati's children will be the kings and not himself, because according to hierarchy, the firstborn son is the one who should get the kingdom. So the kingdom has to go to, actually, thank you for correcting me, his name is Devavrata, not Gangeya. Gangeya is Ganga's son. So Devavrata, this is all these Vasus, the Ashtavasus, is one of the Ashtavasus. So because he will get the kingdom, when Shantanu has asked for marriage of Satyavati, Dasaraju, the father says that, hey, if her children won't be the kings, they will be servants to Bhishma, to Devavrata, and therefore he asked, then Devavrata, for the sake of keeping father's word, he gives the promise that he will sacrifice and will not be the king. Only her sons will be the king. And who are her sons and all of that? See, Mahabharata is a very complex dharmic elaboration. It is about dharma. And that dharma, how it plays. And here is Satyavati, whose first son is actually Vedavyasa. And then that is another different story. This is another different story. So Sharmaji's question is, when Bhishma made that promise, he asked, his father asked him, hey, for the sacrifice you have made, I will like to give you a boon. What boon that you want? Then he gave him this boon of Swachanda Maranam. Means he can invite death. Death cannot come and take him away. He can only invite death to take him away. So if the father has such an ability to give a boon to the son, how come he didn't have the ability to control his desire to get married to Satyavati? That's the question, right, sir?
Yes, that's the question.
Yeah. That's the question. Yeah. So if you look at these stories of these great souls, and my answer was, how is it Sri Rama, who is God incarnate, had to weep in the forest for Mother Sita? How is the God who has the ability to actually send Brahmastra on a crow because it hurt her, could not just leave a Brahmastra to go kill and Ravana. Why he has to take all this time, taking all these monkeys and getting them focused to build a bridge and all of that stuff and go? Why he has to do all that, sir? Why he has to do it? Rama is Sakshat Parabrahma. Why he has to do that? Now you will say, oh, because there was a curse on Ravana that, only man can kill him. So he has to pretend he is a man. So in order to oblige that boon that Brahma has given to Ravana, he had to pretend that he is a human being. So Rama in the drama. Okay. Rama in the drama. Here, we are looking at this outside as Shantanu Maharaju has a desire and all of that stuff. So we are interpreting great souls based on our own imaginations. But the fact of the matter is, Shantanu Maharaju, it is the drama. He has to go through that. This is all destined. This is part of the karmic vision that has been put in place. How such a great rishi like Vishwamitra suddenly breaks his penance and have this Menaka comes and he got carried away. Why, sir?
He could not, what you call, control his kama krodham. At the time, he had not exceeded. That was the interpretation there. But only thing is, this boon is so powerful that Kal and Mahakal also cannot come to him. That is what the boon. That's what I was trying to understand more clearly. How he has such a great power. I mean, which is nobody can exceed Mahakal. They say nobody can exceed.
I have an appointment with Vyasa tonight. I will ask
Okay,
him.
no problem. No, this is only this one, sir. For my own what you call, to enlighten me, and I'm searching for some answers.
It is very simply put. We cannot analyze the great intentions of the great souls. So if Vasishtha Mahamuni did not have that encounter with Menaka, there is no Bharata existing, sir.
Yes.
There is no Bharata existence. See, you have to understand now this entire Ramayana episode, why Rama has to go through that is already predestined with another incident related to Shiva and Mahavishnu. You know that? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Do you know that? Your Encyclopedia Puranica. So, do you know?
No, I am not Encyclopedia Puranica, sir.
Encyclopedia Puranica, Sharmaji. So, what does anyone know why Rama has to come back and go through all that separation from Sita? How it was destined, already predestined? How it was predestined?
Well, if you go to Itihas, it is everything predestined only, sir. You are right. But only thing here, what is happening, I have looked from the angle of explaining to the children that how such a powerful boon has come means we have to give the story also. I should be able to answer. That's why I'm looking for an answer to this question. That's all.
So there are some questions. We have to teach. One second.
Shravana's story, yeah.
One second, ma, please. See, it's an interesting thing. I was at a satsang in Houston last week, and then somebody, I ask a question, somebody gives an answer. I ask a question again, and then somebody gives the answer. I ask a question again, and then one lady said she didn't want to answer because anyway I will ask another question. Okay. She said, anyway, you will ask another question, so why should I answer? So you see, this is a very important nuance. And I later on at lunch, I explained to her, in life, we are always looking for an answer.
Yes,
always looking for answer. The moment you answer something, what have you done?
you try to satisfy somebody's doubts or clarify some doubts. That's what the meaning of when
No,
you
you're not. You're not. If you because what you're trying to do is you're going to satisfy with an answer, and the moment you tell yourself, "I have an answer," you stop. There is no more curiosity that exists. There is no more life that exists. You understand what I'm saying? Technically,
Yes.
what I'm saying? Huh? I know this. I have the answer to this. The moment you have you say I have an answer to this, what will happen? The problem has disappeared, no? Huh?
Yeah.
There is no more. So we look at life as problem, question and answer, question and answer. If we don't find the answer, what will you think? The fellow doesn't know any damn thing. I said, yeah, that's exactly what the reason why I ask a question, because I don't know. I don't know. Therefore, I ask a question. I don't answer. I will always ask a question, and that question will go to another question. And in life, you should, whoever are the children that are telling you, hey, it's okay not to have an answer for every damn question in life. It's okay. You can live with a question. In fact, live with a question that will keep you alive. Otherwise, you will become Martanda, the dead egg.
Thanks.
So
Yeah. Because in a lot of situations,
I'm sure there are answers to that question. Why Shantanu Maharaja, who had such power to even grant Swachanda Maranam, which is a boon that is not even given by Brahma to any of these great tapasvis, etc.
yes.
Why only Bhishma got that opportunity? It's a very profound boon he has given. If he had such capacity, he could have already said, okay, Kanna, I don't want to get married. You be happy and you be the king, next king. Then what would have happened? Then what would have happened, sir?
Sir, this question answer I don't have. Why I asked that question was, when you look into this world, when you are taking sensory desires, you are controlling. Bhagavad Gita is saying all those things, and you are pancha indriyas you have to control. When a man do not have an indriya nigraham from one angle, how he has got the power was the question, which is really a Moola Bharatam also was not explaining. To be very honest, when you go to the Moola Bharatam also, is the point which, so because we are always talking from one side, because this has come from Bhishma Paramam only, Bhagavad Gita has come from Bhishma Paramam only. When you go into detail of the Vyas Mahabharata and other Moola Bharatas, certain questions were answered, but certain questions remained unanswered. As per what you said, yes, we have to put another question only to this and then conclude that this is the answer to this question.
I am 100% sure that these questions that are asked, like another complex question, Rama, why based on the word of a dhobi fellow, a washerman, sends a pregnant woman Sita to the forest, even though she already proved her sanctity to him in front of everyone by entering the fire after the war was over? Why did Rama do this? Why did Rama do this? And based on that, they call Rama a very cruel one, and he is very biased. And then very simple answer is for the sake of dharma. And so there are answers to those questions. Maybe, I don't know the answer to why Shantanu Maharaja, I cannot interpret that Shantanu Maharaja did that only for the sake of some desire, etc. I mean, there is a divine plan. Well, so you know why Rama had to go through the story behind why Rama had to go through that? So for that, what we have to do is we have to go back, look at Shantanu Maharaja, who he was, what is the reason for this diversion in his this thing. I'm sure there are answers, but I don't know. But I was looking for why Rama, who has to cry for Sita when she went to forest and all of that. Why did he? Yes, somebody was trying to speak before. Manisha, who was trying to speak before? I said, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to answer like
Answer again, answer. Okay, answer.
For the question, like what happened, why, I don't know what you asked me, but I was going back to the Shravana story where Shravana went to take the water and then without his parents died because of that. Dashrath got the curse,
That
and
is
that
related to Dasharatha crying, not related to Rama crying.
yeah, okay,
That, that story you are talking about is separation of parents from the only son. So
correct.
that is Dasharatha. That is Dasharatha's curse. Now, I was asking, why did Rama has to face the agony of separation of Sita? You have answer to that?
No.
Okay, all right.
That is
Okay.
only you answered Rama in drama. So to me, it's just a
No.
Bhagwan.
That is
Bhagwan does only drama.
no. See, but there is a reason for that. There is a reason. There is a dharmic, karmic reason why Rama has to go through the agony of separation. If you go back and look at the story is that when Mother Sati sacrificed her life in the Daksha Yajna, then Shiva put her dead body on himself, and then he did the Tandava. He did the celestial dance, Tandava. Knowing that Shiva is in the unbound, unattached, Nirgunam, Niranjanam, Sanatanam. He cannot be, because he's the dissolver. He cannot have any emotion attached with him. Seeing that the Shiva is undergoing this emotion, Vishnu gives this Sudarsana Chakra while he is dancing, so much involved in dancing, concordant with the dance, so that he will not even notice. Every part of the body of the Sati was dispelled. And then when the dance was over, Shiva notices that he doesn't even have her body. And in the distress, he says, hey, whoever caused this for me will also undergo so much of emotion and agony of separation from their loved one. And he throws a curse like that. And then suddenly the Devas, Brahma runs to him and he says, Hare Shiva, what have you done? What have you done? You have cursed Sakshat Vishnu. And his Sudarsana Chakra was responsible for dispelling the body of Sati. And he did it for a reason, that you should not suffer from any emotion and you should be emotionless. And who is the best friend of Shiva and the best friend of Vishnu, unlike some idiots who think that Shiva is greater than Vishnu or Vishnu is greater than Shiva? Those are all idiots. Just call them idiots. There's nothing like that. Shiva's only reverence is Vishnu. Vishnu's only reverence is Shiva. No different. Then he says, oh my God, I did this. And then Vishnu smiles and he says, don't worry about it. I have an upcoming avatar called Sri Rama. At that time, your curse will come into fruition. And I will go through the agony of separation from my dear one in that avatar. You understand? So like this, I have to go back and find what is Shantanu's reason for causing this. I have to go look back at the life of Santanu, what his origin is, and what is the thing, and what is this incident. I'm pretty sure there is a description of this is all. So what I'm trying to say is the aspect of karmic consequences also apply to the divine one. They won't escape it. They won't escape it. But for the sake of, but that will turn into a great blessing and a boon for humanity in their case. But in our case, God knows. Only God knows. We don't know. So that is the insight into that. Okay, are we good? We'll pause here now. Yes. ॐ स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय